Have you ever wondered why, in spite of our spiritual pursuits, we still remain tethered to our physical bodies? This question, my friends, is the very essence of our journey today. Consider this: our bodies are not just mere flesh and bone. They are vessels, sacred containers that carry within them an entity much grander, much more profound, our spirit. It's a concept as old as time itself, yet its significance is often overlooked in our daily lives. In this vast universe of ours, we are more than just physical beings. We are spiritual entities embarking on an extraordinary journey of self-discovery and enlightenment. But here's the catch: our bodies, as essential as they are for our existence, can sometimes become more of a confining cage than a liberating vessel. We feed it, nurture it, and often pamper it with comforts. But in the process, we become slaves to its needs and desires, forgetting that it is just a vessel, a tool, a means to an end, and not the end itself. Our spirit, the essence of who we are, gets lost in the noise of physicality. But what if we can change that? What if we can break free from these physical chains and allow our spirits to soar? In this video, we will delve deep into this intriguing concept. We'll explore why we, as spiritual seekers, should stop being slaves to our bodies. We'll learn how to treat the body as a vessel, a vehicle for spiritual growth and liberation. We'll discover how to strike a balance between caring for our physical needs and nurturing our spiritual selves. So, let's embark on this enlightening journey together as we unravel the mysteries of our existence and learn to live a life of spiritual freedom. Remember, the journey may be challenging, but the rewards of spiritual liberation are worth every step. Stay tuned, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Your support means the world to us. To start, we must first understand the relationship between spirituality and the physical body. You see, we are living in a world of duality, where the physical and spiritual realms coexist, intertwining in ways that are both evident and elusive. This duality extends to our very existence, which is a blend of the tangible, our body, and the intangible, our spirit. Historically, spiritual traditions have offered different perspectives on this relationship. Some view the physical body as a hindrance to spiritual growth, a vessel that carries us through the material world, but also anchors us to its limitations. They see the body as a shackle, keeping the spirit from soaring freely. The body's needs and desires can become distractions, veering us off the path of spiritual enlightenment. But let's flip the coin. Other spiritual traditions see the body not as a hindrance, but as a means to achieve enlightenment. They consider the body as a temple, a sacred space that houses the spirit. It's through the body, through its senses and experiences, that we can perceive and appreciate the divine in the world around us. The body becomes a tool that helps us navigate and experience the spiritual realm. For these traditions, spiritual growth is not about transcending the body, but about integrating the body and spirit in a harmonious dance. Now you might be wondering, so is our body a friend or foe in our spiritual journey? Well, it's not as black and white as that. The body can be both a challenge and a tool, depending on how we approach it. The key is to strike a balance, to not let the body's desires overpower our spiritual pursuits, but also not to ignore or suppress the body in our quest for spiritual growth. So, is our body a friend or foe in our spiritual journey? Let's delve deeper. Understanding the complex relationship between the body and spirit is the first step towards a more profound spiritual awakening, as we'll explore in the next segments. In many ways, our bodies dictate our lives. We wake up to the alarm clock's blare because our bodies crave sleep. We eat when our stomachs growl, and we drink when our throats parch. Our physical needs and desires, in essence, become the puppeteer pulling the strings of our daily routines. Our bodies are biological machines designed to survive, reproduce, and thrive. They are programmed to seek pleasure, avoid pain, and to do whatever it takes to keep the heart beating and the lungs breathing. But while these functions are essential for our physical existence, they can often become dominating forces, overshadowing our spiritual growth. Consider the concept of bodily desires as distractions from spiritual pursuits. We're all familiar with the phrase, "The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak." This centuries-old saying encapsulates the struggle between our higher spiritual aspirations and our base physical needs and wants. We seek peace, tranquility, and enlightenment, but our bodies pull us towards the immediate gratification of physical pleasures. We yearn for spiritual growth, but our bodies demand attention to hunger, thirst, and fatigue. The pursuit of spiritual growth can often feel like a tug-of-war between our physical needs and our spiritual aspirations. The body, with its myriad of needs and desires, can seem like a harsh taskmaster. It demands constant attention, and if we're not careful, we can spend our entire lives catering to its needs, while our spiritual selves languish in neglect. This isn't to say that the body is inherently evil or that we should deny our physical needs. Our bodies are an essential part of our existence. They are the vessels that carry us through this life, and they deserve our care and attention. But it's a delicate balancing act. If we allow our bodies to become the masters, we risk losing sight of our spiritual journey. But does this mean we should reject our physical form? Not necessarily. The key is to strike a balance, to learn how to meet our physical needs without compromising our spiritual growth. In the upcoming scenes, we'll explore how to achieve this balance and how to use the body as a tool for spiritual growth. Stay tuned. Contrary to popular belief, our bodies can also be powerful tools for spiritual growth. This shift in perspective, from seeing our bodies as obstacles to viewing them as instruments for spiritual exploration, is a transformative experience. Think about yoga, a practice that's been around for over 5,000 years. It's more than just physical exercise. It's a discipline that unites the mind, body, and spirit. Each asana, each breath, brings your awareness back to the present moment, grounding you in your physical existence while opening pathways to deeper spiritual insights. Then there's meditation. When we meditate, we sit in silence, focusing on the rhythm of our breath, the sensation of our bodies against the earth. It's a practice that brings us face to face with the reality of our physical being. Yet in that very confrontation, we find an entry point to the spiritual realms. We learn to observe, to feel, to experience without judgment. And it doesn't stop there. Consider the simple act of mindful eating. When we eat with awareness, savoring each bite, feeling the textures and tastes, we're not just nourishing our bodies, we're also nourishing our souls. We're acknowledging the interconnectedness of all things, the cycle of life that allows us to exist. These practices are not about denying the body or trying to transcend it. Instead, they're about embracing our physicality as a means to spiritual growth. They're about learning to inhabit our bodies fully, to experience life in all its tactile, sensory richness. And in that full, vibrant living, we stumble upon profound spiritual truths. We come to understand that our bodies are not separate from the world around us. They're not separate from the universe. They're part of the intricate web of existence, the dance of energy that constitutes all of life. And in this realization, we find a deep sense of connection, of belonging, of unity. So when we talk about the body as a spiritual tool, we're not talking about using the body to escape from the world. We're talking about using the body to engage with the world, to engage with life in a more conscious, mindful, and spiritually enriching way. It seems then the body isn't the problem, but our relationship with it. So how can we change our relationship with our bodies? This is a question that behooves us to delve deeper into our understanding and respect for our physical form. Our bodies are not just vessels to be filled or empty shells to be discarded. They are integral parts of our existence, intricately woven into every aspect of our lives. Think of your body as a temple. It's a sacred space that houses your spirit, your essence. It's a place where the physical and the spiritual meet, intertwining in a dance that is as old as time itself. It's a place where the divine becomes tangible, where the ethereal becomes real. But how do we maintain this temple? How do we ensure that it's a fitting home for our spirit? The answer lies in balance. Balancing our physical and spiritual needs is key to changing our relationship with our bodies. One way to achieve this balance is through mindful eating. This isn't just about what we eat, but also how we eat. It's about savoring each bite, appreciating the nourishment it provides, and acknowledging the journey it took to reach our plates. It's about understanding that food is not just fuel, but a gift from the earth, to be respected and cherished. Regular exercise is another way to balance our physical and spiritual needs. It's not about punishing our bodies or striving for some unattainable ideal. It's about honoring our bodies, listening to them, and giving them what they need to function at their best. It's about moving in ways that feel good, that bring us joy, that make us feel alive and connected to the world around us. Changing our relationship with our bodies is not an overnight process. It's a journey, one that requires patience, understanding, and compassion. But it's a journey worth taking. Because when we start treating our bodies with the respect and care they deserve, we create a strong foundation for our spirit to thrive. Remember, a healthy body is a strong foundation for a healthy spirit. Ultimately, our path to spiritual freedom lies in understanding and mastering our physical form. Now, we've journeyed far today, exploring the intricate relationship between our spiritual selves and our physical bodies. We began by recognizing our bodies as vessels that carry us through the physical world, but also vessels that may sometimes seem to limit us. But remember, our bodies are not our enemies. They are not prison cells, but rather, they are like intricate musical instruments waiting to be mastered. We then dove into the deep end of spirituality and the physical body, understanding the duality that exists within us. It's important to remember that while we are spiritual beings, we are also physical beings. We are not one or the other, but both. Our journey took a darker turn as we examined how our bodies can act as slave masters, dictating our actions and desires. But it's crucial to remember that this is not the natural state of things. It's a situation we find ourselves in due to a lack of understanding and control. But there's hope. We learned that our bodies can be spiritual tools that can help us grow, learn, and evolve. Tools that can help us understand our true selves and our place in the universe. We then discussed how we can change our relationship with our bodies. By understanding, respecting, and loving our bodies, we can transform them from slave masters into faithful allies on our spiritual journey. And now, we've arrived at the path to spiritual freedom. It's a path that requires understanding, patience, and determination. It's a path that asks us to master our bodies, to use them wisely and respectfully. It's a path that leads to spiritual growth and liberation. As we journey towards spiritual liberation, let us not be slaves but masters of our bodies. Thank you for joining us today. Remember, your journey matters to us. So don't forget to subscribe. Before we conclude, here's a small request. If you found value in this video, consider sharing it with those in your life who might also find it helpful. Perhaps you know someone who's struggling with the balance between their physical and spiritual selves, or maybe you're part of a community that could benefit from a deeper understanding of this topic. We also encourage you to leave a comment below. We'd love to hear about your own experiences and thoughts on this topic. Do you agree with what's been said? Or perhaps you have a different perspective to offer? Either way, your voice matters, and we're eager to foster a respectful and enlightening discussion right here in the comments section. We look forward to hearing from you. Until next time, remember, you are not a slave to your body, you are its master.